Hi everyone, Marian here, and today I'm going to be talking about why women do boudoir. The truth behind boudoir. Yes, it is more than sexy pictures or a gift for somebody else. It's something fundamentally so much different than that. And today we're going to be talking a little bit more about that because I get that question all the time and I want everybody to know the actual truth. Boudoir is actually one of the most misunderstood art forms. I actually thought that same way myself before I started shooting boudoir. It's not about just being hot on camera. It's not about anything that's like soft, the P word or anything like that. But that's what a lot of people think when they go into it. And when I tell people that, or when I explain what I do to people, that's what they first go through. Like, oh, you must have, like, this is like the OF type of thing. It's not. And no, I don't think I've actually ever photographed anybody, at least to my knowledge. And we obviously talk about a lot of different things when we're doing our client discovery call and understanding the purpose behind it. But I really don't think that we've had anybody come in that's an OF type of person. Not that I have anything wrong with that, but that's just not what we do on our side. Boudoir is an elevated art form that celebrates the body. It celebrates the shape of your body. It celebrates how your body looks. It celebrates the human form in all sorts of different dimensions. For ages, we've had painting and art forms that do that. And now photography is the new way that we're able to celebrate how beautiful the body is. Most often it's women that are doing boudoir, but I know there are also guys that do that. People always assume that boudoir equals lingerie, equals seduction, but it's so much more elevated than that when you're working with the right photographer. And when your intention is, I want to create something beautiful and artistic and memorable and lasting, not something that's titillating or short-lived, or it all comes down to the intention behind what you're doing. And so many people that I work with, their intention is to create beauty. Their intention is to create connection with themselves. I photographed people that wanted to feel more connected, that recently got married, and they came from a religious background and they wanted to feel more connected with their spouse in a different way. I've had women that are a little bit older and they come in because they want to feel more connected to themselves and their bodies. They feel like things have changed and they don't like exactly how disconnected they feel. They don't like that they don't feel beautiful anymore. Boudoir is such an amazing way to get back in touch with yourself, and the results are beautiful. What I so often see is what society highlights, what social media highlights, what most people look at on the surface of everything. The poses, the lace, the filters, all those really superficial things that don't speak to the heart of what boudoir actually is. But behind boudoir, every single session and every single person is a story. And it's a story of what most people will never see, because so oftentimes the story is not necessarily for you, the viewer, it's for the person that's being photographed. And it's such a privilege that I'm able to be part of that journey with a person, that they're able to entrust me with that trust and care and time, and that I can do my very best to tell a little part of their story and give them some support on their journey as they try to rediscover who they are and what they're trying to accomplish and who they want to ultimately be at the end of the session. So many times people think photography is something that you do when you've arrived at a destination, but that's not what boudoir is, and that's not why I photograph. I photograph because I want people to see themselves in a whole different way. I want people to see themselves reconnected with who they are as a person. I've photographed hundreds of people, moms, business owners, newly single, celebrating 40, 50, 60 years old. Not one of them came in to be sexy for someone else. They came in because they were ready to remember who they are as a person, as a woman, as a fundamental part of their personality. Who am I? That's why people come in to do boudoir. A lot of people do it because they want to get that confidence after major life changes. They've gone through either a divorce or motherhood or a career change or something big where they need to see themselves in that new light. A lot of people come in because they're healing from burnout, from body changes, either weight loss, weight gain, cancer, mastectomies, so many different things where they need to heal their body. Perhaps they've come in because, I've had this before, there's been abuse situations and they don't really love themselves in the way that they need to after what's happened. A lot of ladies come in because they want to celebrate something. Either they want to celebrate milestones, they have a story of survival, they have a story of growth, and I get to be part of all those different times and help those women celebrate exactly what's going on in their life. Again, it's not part of that destination. Nobody's arrived at exactly where they want to be. Their life is not over yet. This is a step in that journey to becoming exactly who you want each step of the way, and celebrating and being excited for life as it is. I had this lady who came in and she was hopefully like towards the end of her chemotherapy treatment. And as you guys know, in cancer, you hope that it's going to be the end and that something doesn't pop up again. And she came in, I just felt like there's a really big heaviness on her. And obviously, like, she's going through so many different things. There's a lot of stress in her life. And there's a point mid-session where I felt and I saw physically the weight drop off of her. And then she almost was able to exhale and release it in a whole different way. And from that moment on, the way that she was connecting with the camera and posing was just completely different from everything that had gone before. It was insane to see. It was 100% so noticeable when that happened. And that's the transformation that people do not understand when they think about boudoir. It's not a pose, it's not an angle, it's not anything that's completely tangible or the same for any person. It's that point though, when the person in front of my camera finally feels seen, completely seen, and not judged or translated or anything else by anybody else. They feel seen. And that leads to connection, and that leads to transformation, and that leads to a renewed sense of who they are as a person, where they're going with their life, who they want to be, how they want to show up for everybody, for themselves and everybody around them. And that's why boudoir is so incredibly valuable. That's why it's one of those things that's almost priceless in terms of what it can accomplish for a person. So oftentimes people will start with, well, how much are you? Like, what are your prices? How much do you charge? What am I paying for? And it's so interesting communicating that with people. Well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do hair and makeup for you. We're gonna be able to pose and guide you. We've created this safe space, this beautiful private studio with lighting and music and an environment, and it's just so pretty. But all of that is meant to support you on this journey of transformation and growth and having so much fun doing it. Boudoir is not about perfection. It's not about arrival. It's not about a destination. It is about permission. It's about the permission that you give to yourself to show up, to take the space and time to do this for yourself. It's about the permission to be seen is exactly who you are at this point in time. And it's about giving yourself permission to take your story back, to translate it in exactly what you want it to be. It's like seeing yourself in a mirror and then moving forward in a way that just feels really super connected and awesome. So, because so many people are nervous and they don't really understand it, I hope that's helped you get a better idea of what boudoir has done for other people and what it could potentially do for you. It's normal to feel nervous, totally understand. But if any part of my message resonated with you, maybe it's time that you start thinking about doing something for yourself, because I've had so many people that after they've done it, why didn't I do this so long ago? Why did I wait this long? Something I hear a lot, and I hate that for everybody. Do it today. But if you're ready to do that and walk through your own transformation, I have a link down below so you can get your own boudoir experience guide. I'd recommend starting with that, taking a look through it. And if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I'd love for you to come in and visit me. If you're outside of that area, get the experience guide still, work through some of the parts of it, and so you can get a better idea of what's important to you and who's gonna most resonate with you when you finally get your own experience. Thank you so much for joining.